15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club.
By now, everyone knows Katt Williams has never been one to hold back. He has built a career on calling out Hollywood's darkest secrets, exposing the industry for what it truly is, and this time he turned his attention to Kevin Hart. What started as a playful comedy rivalry years ago has turned into something explosive. Kevin once went off on Katt, blaming his own career struggles on his addictions and on everyone but himself. But Katt decided it was time to return the favor, and he did it in a way that left the world talking. In a wild, unfiltered sit-down with Shannon Sharpe, Katt went in on Kevin, accusing him of selling out his soul and integrity just to climb the Hollywood ladder. The claims were shocking, and fans everywhere couldn't believe what they were hearing. Katt even alleged that Kevin was forced into a humiliation ritual, dressing up and cosplaying as a gay man just to prove his loyalty to the industry. This wasn't just shade thrown for laughs, it was a full-scale, no-holds-barred exposure of Hollywood's twisted side. And Kevin Hart had no
catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong.
No choice but to respond. For context, this isn't the first time Katt Williams dragged Kevin for being power-hungry or chasing fame at any cost. But this time, he went all in. 3 hours of interviews with Shannon Sharpe turned into a masterclass of receipts, stories, and public shaming, with Kevin Hart at the center. Katt did not hold back, calling out not only Kevin, but the entire system that he claims pressures black comedians to bend, compromise, and sometimes humiliate themselves to get ahead. Katt's words were sharp, his energy undeniable, and his claims specific. He recounted instances from Hollywood sets where actors were pressured to wear dresses, wigs, or act in ways they were uncomfortable with, all under the guise of making it big. He mentioned that Kevin had been a part of that system, participating in SNL skits where he dressed in drag. While Kevin claimed he did it because it was funny, fans and Katt saw it as a symbol of Hollywood's coercive power, a moment where personal integrity collided with industry expectation. The interview dove deep into the past, with Katt recalling the infamous SNL moment where Kevin Hart appeared in full drag. Fans remembered that skit, and it quickly became a touchpoint in debates about Hollywood's treatment of black men in comedy. Katt painted a picture of a system where actors, especially black male comedians, were expected to prove loyalty in humiliating ways. He connected Kevin's rise to fame with that moment, suggesting that the decision to participate in the skit helped open doors, accelerated his career, and ultimately transformed him into the superstar he is today. While some fans argued it was just comedy, Katt made it clear that there was a long-standing Hollywood pattern, one that included legends like Dave Chappelle, Martin Lawrence, and others who were all allegedly pushed to compromise for success. Kevin Hart, for his part, had tried to defend himself over the years, insisting that his choices were always his own. He stated that he wore the dress on SNL because he thought it was funny, and that nobody forced him. He emphasized that protecting his brand and career was important, but that he had clear boundaries and had always made his own decisions. Despite this, Katt painted a different picture. He argued that Hollywood's...
I'm a conspiracy theorist to a degree. Like, when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gotta wear a dress. This happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, we got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on and, what? A prostitute? Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave, listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the pressure comes in. Huh. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't even wear no dress to be funny. What am I, Milton Berle? You know, we're going like this. And then finally he's like, and he leaves. And then like the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress.
So here's where it all ties.
The system is not just about personal choices, but about pressure, influence, and manipulation. Kevin Hart's compliance with certain industry demands, Katt suggested, was not unique. It was part of a larger cycle that Black comedians face when navigating fame and power in Hollywood. As the conversation unfolded, Katt didn't just stop at Kevin Hart. He discussed other names in the industry, calling out Diddy, T.G. Jake, Tiffany Haddish, and others for their alleged willingness to compromise in order to maintain relevance and power. He detailed how Hollywood cultivates certain behaviors and rewards those who conform while punishing those who resist. He even mentioned incidents from film sets, interviews, and award shows showing that this pattern spans decades. Fans were left stunned by the audacity, the depth of his claims, and the specificity of his examples. Katt made it clear that this wasn't personal beef, it was exposing an industry-wide problem. Then came Kevin Hart's response. After Katt's interview went viral, Kevin Hart publicly addressed the accusations. He called Katt a failure, said he had thrown his career away, and insisted that his own success was a result of hard work and talent, not manipulation or coercion. Kevin's reaction was fiery, defensive, and unmistakably personal. The public quickly realized this wasn't just a comedy rivalry anymore, this was a full-blown battle for reputations. Both men used social media to respond to one another, amplifying the drama. Fans were glued to every post, tweet, and interview, unable to look away from the escalating feud. The history between Kevin Hart and Katt Williams adds layers to this conflict. Years ago, Kevin went on record blaming his struggles on addiction, while Katt warned the public about the system and its pressures. Katt's new accusations not only touched on Kevin's past, but also revisited long-standing rumors about the industry, including a supposed pattern where Black comedians are expected to compromise their morals to gain fame. Katt even went so far as to connect Kevin's Sino skit with the broader system of Hollywood control, explaining how other comedians before him had faced similar situations, creating a cycle that many fans had suspected, but few had articulated so bluntly. Beyond the personal drama, this feud highlights larger questions about fame, loyalty, and integrity in Hollywood. Is success worth compromising your values? What does it mean to navigate a system that rewards conformity and punishes defiance? Kevin Hart and Katt Williams became the center of this debate, representing two sides of a coin, one who allegedly conformed to the system to climb the ladder, and one who continues to speak out against it. The clash of their perspectives sparked endless discussions online, with fans debating morality, career strategy, and the true cost of Hollywood fame. Katt Williams didn't just criticize Kevin Hart for comedic decisions, he questioned the ethics of career choices, the price of success, and the sacrifices Black comedians are expected to make to succeed. He recounted personal stories of seeing actors pressured to perform acts that were degrading, illustrating how widespread the problem is. Kevin's participation in the SNL skit became a lightning rod for these discussions, symbolizing the tension between ambition and personal integrity. While Kevin insists he made his own choices, Katt and many fans interpret it differently, seeing it as a classic example of Hollywood manipulation. The feud escalated when Katt went quiet for a period, only to return later in 2018 with renewed fire. He began addressing broader industry issues, targeting Tiffany Haddish and other comedians who, in his eyes, sold out for fame and acceptance. Kevin Hart felt the heat immediately, recognizing that Katt's words could shape public perception and alter how fans view his career. The ongoing back and forth became a spectacle, with social media, interviews, and clips from past events fueling the fire. Every move, from public appearances to Instagram posts, became a new chapter in their battle. Fans couldn't look away. The drama was captivating because it wasn't just personal insults, it was about power, pride, and receipts. Katt Williams brought receipts, stories, and first-hand accounts that many had only whispered about, while Kevin Hart defended his legacy, insisting that his career is the product of talent and choices, not manipulation or coercion. The contrast between Katt's raw exposé and Kevin's defensive posture kept viewers hooked, creating a narrative that felt more than just celebrity gossip. It was a lesson in fame, resilience, and navigating an industry that is as brutal as it is glamorous. As the feud continued to unfold, Katt revealed more details about the pressures comedians face, recounting stories of scripts being rewritten on the spot, directors insisting on certain performances, and actors being placed in uncomfortable situations to appease producers or executives. He described a system designed to test limits, manipulate choices, and reward compliance. Kevin Hart's experiences became part of this larger narrative, and fans debated whether his participation was comedic expression or a necessary compromise to succeed in Hollywood. The discussion spread across platforms, creating a whirlwind of reactions, memes, and commentary. Throughout all of this, one thing became clear. The conflict between Kevin Hart and Katt Williams is more than just personal differences. It's a window into Hollywood itself, a world where comedy, power, and ambition intersect with ethics, pressure, and sacrifice. Fans were drawn not only to the celebrity feud, but also to the larger conversation it sparked about integrity, representation, and the lengths people go to achieve success. Katt Williams' willingness to speak openly about the industry created a ripple effect, forcing viewers to consider how much fame costs and what people are willing to endure to reach the top. Kevin Hart, meanwhile, maintained that his actions were his own, asserting control over his brand, decisions, and career. He emphasized boundaries, personal responsibility, and the importance of making choices that align with one's own values. Yet the public perception remained divided. Some sided with Kevin, praising him for talent and resilience. Others aligned with Katt, believing his story revealed uncomfortable truths about power dynamics and coercion in Hollywood. The feud had become a reflection of larger societal questions about morality, fame, and the cost of ambition. And as the story develops, one thing is undeniable. Viewers are hooked. The combination of explosive interviews, historical context, celebrity drama, and industry critique creates a narrative that demands attention. Fans are encouraged to watch every clip, every reaction, and every follow-up because the story is...
As the feud raged on, fans couldn't stop replaying moments from Kevin Hart's SNL performances and Katt Williams' interviews. Every joke, every gesture, and every statement was being analyzed for hidden meanings. Katt insisted that Kevin's willingness to dress in drag on SNL wasn't just a comedic choice. It was a demonstration of Hollywood's unspoken rules. According to Katt, these so-called rules have been in place for decades, shaping careers and forcing actors to compromise themselves. Fans were shocked, some defending Kevin by saying it was comedy, while others sided with Katt, arguing that it revealed the darker side of the industry that nobody wants to talk about. This tug-of-war between perception and reality kept viewers glued to every clip and interview, making the feud feel larger than life. Katt went on to share personal stories of his experiences on set, painting a picture of an industry where power dynamics dictate behavior. He recalled moments where he witnessed fellow comedians being pressured to act against their instincts or morals, just to appease producers or directors. Katt made it clear that while he personally refused to bow down, not everyone has that choice, and Kevin Hart's career trajectory, in Katt's view, reflected a pattern of compromise that was rewarded by Hollywood. This revelation sparked heated debates online, with fans dissecting Kevin's past roles and appearances, trying to determine where he may have crossed lines to climb the ladder of fame. Meanwhile, Kevin Hart defended himself passionately, emphasizing that his choices were always about creative freedom, humor, and connecting with audiences. He insisted that dressing in drag or taking on any controversial role was never about pleasing Hollywood, but about doing what he thought would entertain fans and push the boundaries of comedy. Kevin argued that his success came from hard work, timing, and a relentless drive to excel, not from succumbing to pressure.
But Katt Williams wasn't convinced. He maintained that Hollywood is built on manipulation and that Kevin's rise is part of a system that rewards compliance and punishes rebellion. Fans watched as both men dug deeper into their arguments, creating a back and forth that was as dramatic as any scripted show. The feud intensified when social media exploded with reactions to Katt Williams' claims. Memes, clips, and debates flooded Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Some fans praised Katt for exposing what they believed to be hidden truths about Hollywood, while others criticized him for attacking Kevin, who they felt had earned his success legitimately. The story became more than just a clash between two comedians. It became a reflection of larger conversations about race, power, and ethics in the entertainment industry. Katt framed the feud as not just about Kevin Hart, but about a recurring pattern that affects countless artists behind the scenes, making viewers question what really happens in Hollywood when the cameras are off. One of the most shocking parts of Katt's interview with Shannon Sharpe was when he connected Kevin's career to a so-called humiliation ritual that actors endure to prove loyalty. Katt shared examples from his own life and from other comedians like Dave Chappelle and Martin Lawrence, describing how producers would push them to wear certain costumes or perform certain acts to demonstrate obedience. The stories were intense, painting a picture of an industry where personal boundaries are constantly tested. Katt claimed that Kevin Hart's compliance with these demands helped propel him to superstardom, while he himself faced setbacks because he refused to conform. This narrative ignited fans' curiosity as they began to reevaluate Kevin's choices in past films, interviews, and performances. Kevin Hart, for his part, attempted to clarify the context of his actions. He explained that comedy requires adaptability and that performers often take on roles that challenge them creatively. Kevin said that his decision to wear a dress on SNL was intended to entertain and push the envelope, not to comply with an unseen power structure. But Katt Williams countered with his perspective, suggesting that even if Kevin intended it as comedy, the systemic pressures behind the scenes made it more than just a humorous skit. The argument went deeper, resonating with fans who began to explore the ethics of entertainment, the sacrifices artists make, and the choices they have to navigate to achieve success. The feud wasn't just limited to interviews or social media. It spilled over into live events, press appearances, and podcasts, where both men's fans defended their favorite comedian fiercely. Every new revelation added fuel to the fire, with Katt reiterating that Kevin's willingness to bend in certain situations set a precedent in Hollywood. Fans began to see Kevin's career in a new light, questioning whether his charm, charisma, and work ethic alone were enough to explain his meteoric rise, or if there were hidden dynamics at play that many had never considered. Katt Williams also emphasized the psychological toll these industry pressures can take. He spoke candidly about watching colleagues struggle with anxiety, addiction, and stress because they were forced to compromise their morals. Katt positioned himself as someone who resisted, even when doing so came at a cost, framing his stance as a statement of integrity. Kevin Hart, conversely, emphasized his ability to navigate Hollywood successfully while maintaining his own boundaries. This contrast created a dramatic tension that kept audiences engaged, highlighting the ongoing debate about ambition versus authenticity in entertainment. Fans were advised to watch closely and analyze every clip because the feud between Kevin Hart and Katt Williams was not just about personal pride. It was about exposing the hidden rules, sacrifices, and compromises that define success in Hollywood. From SNL skits to explosive interviews, from viral social media posts to live debates, the story revealed the high-stakes world behind the laughter, showing how fame, power, and ethics collide in ways that are as shocking as they are fascinating. Every new revelation made viewers rethink what they thought they knew about comedy, celebrity, and the price of success. The tension reached another level when Katt Williams hinted at future exposures, suggesting that Kevin Hart's story was just one example of a much larger pattern in Hollywood. He promised fans that more names, more stories, and more shocking truths were coming, creating anticipation and suspense. Viewers were hooked, staying glued to every social media update, every clip and interview, eager to see who would speak next and what would be revealed. The drama wasn't slowing down, it was escalating, pulling audiences deeper into a world where comedy, fame, and morality collide in ways that are as shocking as they are fascinating.
As the feud kept unfolding, every little action and word from Kevin Hart and Katt Williams was scrutinized. Fans dissected old interviews, behind-the-scenes clips, and even old performances, searching for signs that either man was telling the full truth. Katt Williams didn't hold back, pointing out moments where Kevin appeared to compromise for the sake of Hollywood, and emphasizing that these choices, whether subtle or obvious, shaped the trajectory of his career. Kevin Hart, on the other hand, defended himself, insisting that his decisions were about entertainment and career strategy, not submitting to hidden pressures. The clash of perspectives created a storm of discussion, with debates raging across Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Reddit. Every comment, meme, and reaction became part of the drama, pulling the audience deeper into the story. Katt Williams also revealed that Hollywood has a long history of grooming and controlling artists in ways that are rarely discussed publicly. He shared stories of other comedians and actors who were allegedly pressured to act in ways that challenged their personal values, suggesting that Kevin's experience, while controversial, was part of a systemic problem. Fans were shocked, especially when Katt connected Kevin Hart's SNL drag performance to this so-called pattern, highlighting that sometimes what seems like harmless comedy may actually be tied to industry politics. The audience couldn't help but question the price of fame, wondering how many other beloved stars had to navigate similar challenges quietly.